Okay, so what I have here, the HIKVISION sliding gate motor demo kit. So what I have, this is the actual gate. I just want to show you how to mount it here so that it stands on a firm base and aligns with this. Remember, we would supply this, but you can also source it from your local market because it's quite standard for the gate motor. Then now I'll get the base of the gate motor. So this is the base of the gate motor. Just a sec. So with this base, I want to fix it onto this. I need to figure out how I can hook into it because this one is predefined from the factory. So I just want it to fit into my application case. Just give me a few. So like that, then it fits. Then I make sure that it aligns with this. So once it aligns, I need to make sure that this grill fits with the grill on the gate. So I'll just lift it to make it fit and then raise my screws. In this case, when you're soldering and doing your welding, when you're doing your welding, you want it to fit nicely and perfectly on your gate. So once that is done, you see it's moving efficiently. It's not too tight, so it's fitting perfectly. You see my gate can move without any interference. So once I have this, now I'm confident enough that I can apply my screws. So I'll just get, I need to get the washers in. So once the washers are in, I'll just add the protector, the protection hook to each of them. Okay, then once I add the protection, I screw this in, screw this in, screw this other one in. I also screw the last one in. Remember, this is going to form the basis of your gate motor, so you want it to be as tight and firm as possible so that it doesn't wear out your gate motor. So I'll tighten it. In this case, I can use number 16 spanner to tighten because of the nuts that it comes with, size 16. So I'll just tighten it and make sure that my gate is firm so that by the time I'm testing it, it doesn't have any loose connections. Okay, so just doing that as we speak, so stay tuned. Let me finish this up. So I believe it's tight enough for my demo. Remember, on your actual deployment, it also needs to be really tight. Now once you've fitted this, I'll get the base of the termination. So this is the base part that slides in here. I just need to conveniently slot it in, then slide it to the end. Usually there is a hook here and here which now attaches it to it. So this one is the battery pack holder. So you'll see this is the power supply. I'll plug in my mains here. I can just slide this one out first. I need to get my power cables up. The gate motor gives us the provision to move cables in here. So I'll get my power cable. Yeah. Yes, I got it. Then I'll get my 2 cables from the sensors. Remember, you also want to consider safety. So in my demo kit, I also have 2 sensors to simulate the gate when it's armed or disarmed. So this is my power cable. So I'll just make sure the cables are just long enough, not too long to fit in, but you also need to think about your allowance for maintenance. Then I'll pass them through here. Once I pass them through here, I'll plug in. I just align it with my current system like this, then slide it in. So once I slide in, I just want to make sure that it hooks correctly to both ends. So it's not hooked yet, so I just want to make sure it hooks also this other end. So that is how I ensure it's firm enough to withstand the constant movement of the gate motor. So once that is done, I'll get the other part. Now this is the access control board of the gate motor. This one just comes at the top here. Also it just slides in. Then I have some ground cables. Sorry, I need to adjust that slightly. Yes, 2 ground cables, one from the motor itself, one from the access control, also going to the power supply. So it's well clipped in. So I'll just terminate in. So the power supply cable comes from here into this. So you also check your color coding, neutral, live, earth, and then you slot in. Usually the pin, make sure your wiring is really good so that it doesn't interfere with the electronics of this gate motor. Then I'll get these screws. Here is my screwdriver. I'll just change the bit to star. And let me see if that actually fits. Yeah, perfect. So I'll get this and screw it to the earthing terminal. I'll also get this other one and screw the second one from the access control board to the earthing terminal. Okay, after doing that, then my gate is ready to complete the other parts. So I'll connect my motor power into the gate. I'll connect the encoder connection from the gate into the access control board. I'll also just verify that the tamper is also connected. I'll also get this. This is to power the gate motor from the power supply. Then I slide it in. Remember, this gate motor supports 2 power backup batteries. So that means you can conveniently slot that into your gate motor. Then on my gate motor also, something else that I'll do is install this relays. So 24 volts out and 24 volts out. Actually it's 12 volts out for the relays. Then we have the trigger for alarm in. That's it. So my gate is ready to power and be connected. But before I do that, remember I told you power backup is important for your gate. So I need to show you that. So I have my batteries here. So you see how I've terminated them, properly terminate them, and then slot it here. You see how it perfectly just fits. This other one, you slot it on the other end. So let me slot it here. see, perfectly fitting. Then you can properly manage your cables. In this demo I'll not going through that so much emphasis. Then I'll just plug in, and by default if your batteries have power, the access control will power and the gate will power. The other bits are just to connect this gate to an access control terminal. We can use this type of terminal. You can also use the video intercom terminal. That is the tamper of the gate after it boots. So if I press this, it keeps quiet, but I want you to note this. When the gate tamper is on, the hotspot goes off, so you need to also be keen on that specific part. So after this is done, let me just unplug the battery for convenience. I'll also want to power it with the mains, so just allow me to plug in. I'll just do a direct, but remember you also need to do proper power work. So when I plug that in from the mains, also it goes on. So now I have a complete sliding gate motor system powered on. I can even do a little extra. I'll get my laptop. I'll get a network cable and plug in. Let's see what do we get. It's not just the logic of having to power things and then leave them at that point. So the tamper will remain on, but I should be able to log in to this. So let me just plug in my laptop because it doesn't have enough sufficient power. So where is that adapter? Oh, it's not this one. It's here, right here. Okay. So I'll just plug it in. Good. Then I'll open my tool and scan for the gate. Let's see, do we get the gate? Can we open it or not? So that is my next assignment. Fingers crossed that we are going to log in and do the configuration. So let me log in. So I've seen on SADP tools, I've seen the gate is 192.168.100.64. So I'll come here. So I have it. I'll get the risk because of my SSL, but I'll accept that and just move. So here is the interface, so I'll log in. Remember, I'm logging in because I already had previously set up the gate, but you can also activate it first before you can get to this interface. So in future, so I want to enter gate opening and learning. So I'll start. Start. I'll just check. It's already my motor. So remember, for your motor you need to lock it first. So I forgot that part. So you need to lock your motor first. Then let's learn. So it has reached one endpoint, then it goes to the other endpoint. In that manner, it has arrived again. I mark arrived. It goes back to this other endpoint. Again, the last point. Then please select the current gate status. So let's see. Let's give it time to settle. What is the current gate status? Open. Then you can set the time zone. I'll use +3 because I'm in Nairobi. Then I go to next. So it's just prompting me to set up. Then the next part is to set up my detectors. So I'll enable both IR detectors, anti-pinch, inductive opening, or anti-impinge type, barrier stopped, or barrier fully open. So you can choose whatever you want. So here I set barrier to stop. You can also set it to open fully instead. Then the type is, by default, is NO. I'll also enable the second detector, also configure the setup, and then click complete. So that is how I'll set up. So I'll trigger the barrier with so many options. Now let's consider adding a key fob to this barrier. So I'll come to person management. I already had added it, so let me just delete. I'll add, enter my employee ID, enter the name, maybe let me just save it as Zeph. Then there's an option to add a card, so you can connect a reader to this and add a card to it. Then there's add key fob by manually adding it or by pairing it. So I'll add by pairing. So stand close to the current device, press and hold the button on the bottom left of the key fob. The button on the bottom left is 3, so I'll press and hold. Automatically it will pop up on the software. Then I'll complete. So once you complete like that, you can go to the key fob and configure it. Let me name it KF1. Then I'll set button 1 to trigger, button 2 for pedestrian, button 3 to lock open, button 4 to lock. So confirm, then save, add. Okay, so I add my user, and that's how I program my key fob. So now I should be able to use the key fob, and for some reason, let me see. I have one key fob added, I just need to figure out. So let me trigger it. Okay, for some reason this is not triggering. I'll figure that one out, and then I'll get back to you in another video. So thank you, stay tuned for more. Okay, let me just see, where are my cables, the backup, battery. Okay, I think all good. So we are good to go for the first launch of the sliding gate motor test. So stay tuned.